In a sun-scorched land, there lived a tortoise named Kellen. He wasn't just any tortoise. He was the wisest in the village, or so he believed. His shell, polished by years of sun and sand, gleamed with an air of superiority. He'd spend his days giving advice, whether it was asked for or not, always making sure everyone knew how clever he was. But then, the great drought came. The river shrank to a muddy trickle, the plants withered, and a heavy silence fell over the once lively village. Panic began to set in. The elders gathered, their faces etched with worry. They tried every solution they could think of. They dug wells that came up dry and prayed to the sky for rain. But the clouds remained stubbornly absent. Kellen, perched on his favorite sunning rock, watched them with a smug expression. If only they'd listened to me, he'd mutter to himself. I could solve this in a heartbeat. Finally, a young, brave rabbit named Fina approached him. Kellen, she said, her voice trembling slightly, we are desperate. The little ones are thirsty. Do you have any wisdom for us? Kellen puffed out his chest. Of course I do, he declared loudly, so everyone could hear. The answer lies with the great elephant who lives atop Mount Thistle. He is a master of forgotten waters. You must go and ask him to share his secret. He looked around, expecting applause, but was met with silence. Mount Thistle was a treacherous journey, far too dangerous for most of the villagers. Days turned into a week, and their situation grew more dire. Kellen's pride began to feel hollow as he watched his neighbors weaken. He realized his wisdom was useless if no one could act on it. Shame pricked at him. For the first time, he felt not wise, but foolish. That evening, he slowly made his way to the elders' circle. He lowered his head, a gesture no one had ever seen from him. I was wrong, he admitted, his voice quiet. My pride clouded my judgment. My advice was not helpful. I am ready to listen, truly listen, and work with you. A murmur of surprise went through the crowd. An old badger nodded slowly. Your humility is welcome, Kellen. We all have a piece of the puzzle. Inspired by Kellen's change of heart, the villagers started sharing ideas not as commands, but as possibilities. Fina the rabbit remembered a story her grandmother told of sweet-smelling roots that always grew near hidden springs. A grumpy old mole, who rarely spoke, admitted he knew how to read the patterns of deep earth stones. Working together, they followed the scent of the roots Fina found. The mole guided their digging based on the stones he unearthed. And Kellen? He used his strong shell not as a throne, but as a tool, pushing aside heavy rocks that blocked their path. They dug for hours, a united team driven by shared hope instead of individual pride. Just as the sun began to set, they broke through into a damp cavern, where a small, clear spring bubbled up from the earth. A cheer erupted. It wasn't a huge river, but it was water. It was life. They had saved their village, not with one creature's grand wisdom, but with the combined knowledge and effort of everyone. Kellen looked at the sparkling water, not with pride, but with gratitude. He learned that true wisdom isn't about knowing all the answers yourself. It's about being humble enough to listen and work with others. From that day on, Kellen was still the wisest tortoise in the village, but now, everyone agreed. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more tales that warm the heart. See you next time.